Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a review of November K-pop releases. This is coming out earlier than usual because I just want to get it out the way. I don't really think I liked a lot of November K-pop releases and I was gonna wait until a new goo came back, but it's really not even worth the wait, child. Like, I just want to get it over with. It's hey. We're just coming off of Thanksgiving weekend. I've been eating a lot of mac and cheese. Like, I'm tired right now. So y'all just gonna have to bear with me because I'm not recording this later. I got things to do. It's the end of the semester. They trying to get me. Anyway, let's get into it. So obviously, the thing y'all want to hear about the most is probably my thoughts on babymonster. I went into this debut fully expecting to hate it, and there's a lot of reasons for that. One, Teddy sucks. I don't think he produced it, but just the thought of him being attached to this debut was enough for me to be like, yeah, this is about to be hot dookie. And then with that, like, connecting it to Teddy, kind of, Blackpink barely gets by nowadays. Like, Somi sucks entirely. Their boy group sucks. Their male artists are trash. I never remember that one dude's name. I think it was like Lorne, but like it had that O with the dash. Whoever. I'm not gagging, right? This hasn't been the best YG era. Another reason is because their entire aesthetic is drenched in black culture, and that's kind of every K-pop group, right? And K-pop company, but for YG especially, theirs is more like direct imitation, cosplay. Might be watered down, might be a poor job, but one thing about them, they gonna be the blacks of Korea, you know. So you package all of that into child form, into daycare students. It's obviously gonna feel more like a parody, not only of like black culture, but of YG as a whole. It's gonna be corny and it's not gonna be good. It's gonna give me very much Lapalus, and I wasn't ready for that. I really wasn't. So yeah, with babymonster, this is 2 years in the making. There's been pushbacks. Just this year, there's been at least 10, but since like 2020, there's been multiple pushbacks, right? Now, currently, your stocks is plummeting. Your former CEO going to jail. He finna be in jail. Clink. Blackpink's contracts are on the line. Somi's making gay club music. Nobody knows what those men are doing outside of killing ecosystems. Like, it's just so much riding on this, right? And then, on top of that, this is the final big 3 girl group from 4th gen. I feel like we've gotten boy groups from each company, right? We started with ITZY in 2019, then we got aespa the next year, which is kind of crazy because it doesn't feel like that. Like, I feel like aespa debuted decades after ITZY. I don't know why it feels so far apart. Anyway, and then 3 years later, we finally get babymonster. So this is supposed to be a very big moment in K-pop, right? Personally though, I wasn't disappointed, and I'm gonna talk about the song a little bit later, but like, just for right now, I'm not disappointed with this title track. I'm not gonna listen to it. I'm not gonna turn on a babymonster song, but the song itself, nah. And you all said it, right? YG's creative side is clearly very dried up. It's turned to dust and dirt. The songs are formulaic. You know, they'll sing for the first verse, you'll have a beautiful pre-chorus. It goes to the empty chorus, then we go into a rap. The pre-chorus comes back, but they reverse who sings it. Then you get the empty chorus again, and then they clean out during the bridge / outro, right? For their music videos, that's at an all-time low. It's very terrible, repetitive, predictable, done before. Like, we reusing sets. It's not cute. The concepts, directions of their groups, especially for the girl groups, that's the only kind of group I could speak on because I am a girl group stan. Lazy, lackluster, boring. There's no effort, and if there is effort, it's very low. Like, their identities are so stagnant and it's very bare minimum. That's all that they could give us, and everything that we expected is what we were just served on a platter. So I don't know why we acting confused, like, why we being weird. Explain that to me. Anyway, let's talk about the song. So Batter Up is a single, which pisses me off. I'm honestly so sick of singing single albums, but also because YG said that they delayed this release for quality reasons. They wanted to improve it, and for one song, but okay. We move. Let me just reiterate before I start, I don't like this song. On my community post, I said that it wasn't bad and that I would never in my life listen to a babymonster song, even though I was kind of hearing something. And somehow y'all took that as me thinking it was the greatest shit ever, like thinking that I liked the song. All I said was that it wasn't that bad. And that somehow turned into, it's interesting how you're like really critical of other people. This song you like. Did I say that? Because I swore I said a completely different sentence. Help me, help me understand. Because no, No, the song has potential, maybe, but I don't like it. Just have to get off that out my chest. Don't make up sentences to me, okay? Anyway, so Batter, like I said, is decent. I wasn't mad at it. It's not the worst thing in the world. There's nothing special about it either. When it comes to the song, I feel like it does reveal a lot of with every YG release, actually, it reveals a lot of weaknesses about the company. So like the song itself isn't the issue. It's everything else and just everything about it. I don't know how to describe it. I just know that I'd never play it, but it's completely inoffensive as a song to me. My expectations were low. This is girl crush K-pop. This is YG. And it still wasn't even bad, like that bad to me. All things considered though, I would say it's a swing and a miss. 3 strikes, you're out. Cause like I explained, there's so much writing on this and they didn't deliver. But again, it's not god awful music that y'all trying to describe it as. Like XG and Everglow have done worse. You could get through this. Anyway, so things that I like about it, I like the production. The bass is booming. The horns were a nice touch. I know that they use like the same horn from Lisa's Money. Let me not say that. I don't know. Y'all said it. You know, I don't know because I don't listen to Money. I have no idea how that song sounds. Whenever I try to sing Money by Lisa, I start singing Money by Cardi B. Like, I'm noticing that a lot more in recent K-pop. It's giving me, whoo, you better get that breast ready. It's giving me 2013 or whenever that song came out. I don't know. I'm liking it. Also, I will say that it kind of sounds like WAP, which is weird to me, but there's this deep low-pitched voice in the background that especially adds to it with the hard-hitting bass. It sounds like WAP and I don't like that. But I think WAP is a well-produced song, so it's kind of like, I don't know, I'm at a crossroads. Anyway, I enjoyed the first verse. This is when I made my community post because I was like, I can't say that it's bad so far. Like, it's kind of eaten. The pre-chorus was also really good, and I do like the little, I don't like calling it a bridge, nor do I like calling it an outro. The anthem section, the queen out section, where it's a completely different song structure. I know a lot of people really did enjoy that as well, and there were people saying that it should have been the entire song. I don't know how much I agree with that. Yeah, that's pretty much all that I enjoyed. The chorus, terrible. Boring. Is like, I at least hope that after the better up, we would kind of do a little bit more with that, but they just go right into the rap verse. They just completely said fucking go to the rap verse. Now the rapping, I don't want to hear it, but it's not bad. Like I was expecting the worst of the worst. I was expecting kind of like NMIX type rappers, but we didn't get that. One girl did sound like she was off beat, but like their voices, like the only voice that I didn't like was one of the vocalists. She's the first girl that says "look at me, sting like a bee" in the first section, which brings me to the lyrics. Corny, terrible, oh no. It's like worse than Blackpink's English lyrics, which is crazy. Keep the songs in Korean for me. Don't even worry about the English appeal. You gonna get it. Don't worry about us Western fans having to sing along, us English speaking fans singing along. We gonna sing the gibberish when we try to mimic the Korean. Go ahead and keep the words in Korean for me. Anyway, like I said, song itself, it's okay. It's okay. It's really not what I think y'all are being very dramatic, because again, we've had worse. It's alright. The music video, it mirrors the song's uninspired nature, and its predictability. Like, I don't know, can we switch it up? First of all, it feels like everything Blackpink and 21 has done ever in the past. Like, even Blackpink at their worst, this isn't even touching it. Like, I don't know, I feel like the baseball concept could have been something cool to do. We instead of using those expensive sets, we could have gone into real life, gone to a real baseball stadium, done some things with that. But okay, cool. Other than that, I really can't say much because they didn't really give me much to work with here. Again, all it does is just reveal their weaknesses as a company. I do think babymonster does have strong potential as a group. The issue here is that they don't stand out, and they're never going to because they're from YG. Innovation is not their specialty, okay? Niggatry is. Music concept identity wise, there's no unique distinction about them between their company and just with the girl crush concept as a whole. In YG, it's been overdone and exhausted. In K-pop, it's been overdone and exhausted. So you have to come with something fresh and fun and new, and this is none of those things. So YG does have a lot of work when it comes to them, because the only thing that will keep them afloat is the name and the brand and the company behind them. The Blackpink association, the 21 association, like that's the only thing that's really keeping people tuned in. Had this been from a Nugu group, it would have just been no Nugu promoter. Anyway, another thing I wanted to say, the girl crush thing isn't really working for them. And I've said this multiple times in the past, but you got these girls that look so cute and so sweet and young. They look like Chew in the face, and they're supposed to present this hard image, this girl boss empowered image. And it's like, you couldn't even take my lunch money. Like, you can't even hurt my feelings. Y'all know little kids is mean. They're not gonna hurt my feelings. Like, it just doesn't work. First of all, I didn't realize how quiet this year has been for Red Velvet. In 2022, we saw them a lot. We got Feel My Rhythm, Birthday, Sulgi Solo, and the aespa collaboration. They was a friend that stayed with a job. Like, but 2023 was hard times hit, tough times hit. They were unemployed. This is their only release so far, and that's really upsetting because wasn't Irene solo teased a bit, because she had some event and I remember her performing a solo. Where the fuck was that? Like, I was definitely expecting an Irene solo debut and then another like Yeri SM station or something, but that didn't happen. Really upsetting. It's given they're on borrowed time and it's not looking good for them. Anyway, so they released their highly anticipated third full-length album, joining the Red and the Perfect Velvet. If you know me, you know that I love the Red more than I do the Perfect Velvet. There's not much for me to get into on the Perfect Velvet. I'll be the first one to say it. I just feel like when it comes to their Red side, they've carved out something that's very vibrant and quirky and unique and dynamic and amazing. And then you look at their Velvet side sometimes and it's like, oh, okay, I can work with this. That's what you can do. You can work with it. But I don't know, I just feel like they haven't really done what they needed to do when it comes to their Velvet side, and that's because they're too scared to steal from Janet Jackson. You already did with Automatic. Why are we scared? Why are we scared? I was really excited for this release because obviously it's their first full-length album in 6 years. We needed this. We needed a victory. We've been in a full-length album drought for the past however long. Like, the girl groups are just not getting the full albums that they deserve, but the boy groups will literally shit it out 3 months into their career. It's crazy. It's crazy. Misogyny is crazy. Two, the teasers were really cute this year. I haven't talked about teasers for any of these. Visually, their best work probably. Like, so stunning, so beautiful. You know, a lot of people said that once Manheejin was gone, it was gonna look bad for them, but this is really, really cute. I like the traditional, like, ancient feel. I don't know what to tell y'all. Like, listen, whenever K-pop remembers that they have their own culture that they could tap into, it's always gonna be a hit for me because it looks beautiful. Like, you don't have to wear box braids, baby. You got your own little culture. Anyway, another reason was because it was leaning velvet, which, even though most of my favorite title tracks are probably their more Red concept songs, I love Red Velvet's Velvet side. I don't like the same Velvet songs that y'all do. Like, for example, I'm not really a bad boy and psycho girl. Go ahead and Automatic me. Go ahead and Be Natural me. The rest y'all could keep. Like, I liked Really Bad Boy, and I think that has a lot of good Velvet tracks on it. So I was really excited to get into something like that. I was being a hater though, because again, y'all hate their Red side so much, so I was praying that it was Red just so y'all could be mad. Y'all hate Oompa Oompa that much, huh? And then 4, because this was supposed to be their redemption era for me. I did not like Birthday. I've really never gone back to that album at all. That album was really a dud for me. Like, hated it. But we're finally here and I'm gonna quickly review it. I honestly wish I could go in depth and discuss this album, but to be honest with you, I just cannot get into it for the life of me. Listen. When it comes to K-pop ballads and slower songs, I feel like they aren't really composed in a way that's very interesting. A lot of times they just end up being so flat to me, and like Red Velvet doesn't really have this issue because they do the vocal stacking. They've got really interesting melodies. Like here, I felt like almost every single track on here was weak and wasn't a very good showcase of their Velvet side. I really liked the direction that their Velvet B-sides had been taking this past few years after their hiatus, but this album, its tracks feel like a regression to me. Like, all of these tracks feel like they came out of a vault from 2018, 2017. Like, and that's not to say that they're bad, they just have a dated feel to them to me. I don't know. Let's focus on the title track for a second. Chill Kill is very dark and alluring. It starts off very slow and eerie, but then it completely transforms into this very upbeat, poppy, bright song during the pre-chorus and the chorus. Let's talk about what I like. I like the verses. So the title track is very like kind of Red Velvet at their core. I do like the chorus. I don't really mind the switch up to a brighter sound. I don't know how much it works on this track. I think it really does hinder it from greatness. I don't know. It just doesn't really fit in that well to me. If it would have stuck to the darker, eerie sound, I think that would have probably helped it, honestly. But I don't mind the chorus. It's not bad, but I still do really like it. I love the bridge, the little 80s moment during that. Oh, so beautiful. And then the explosion of their voices. This is what we've been waiting on. I don't know. Chill Kill still just isn't. She's not touching Oompa. Oompa, you know, she's not touching Automatic. She's not touching Dum Dum. She's kind of down there for me. I don't know. Okay, the album as a whole, it does feel like they went into the vault for these songs. Like, a lot of these songs feel 2017, 2018. Not like early 2018, actually. And I don't know how much I like that, to be honest with you. They do kind of have a dated feel. Like, I don't know, I wish they could have updated these songs a bit more. While on my first listen, I did like a couple of songs. I'll insert a screenshot of the songs that I hearted on my first listen. The only songs that I was really like whoa were Underwater and Wings, and Iced Coffee as well. Liar, I'll give you your 3.5. You did that one, okay? To me, Underwater is one of their best B-sides ever. I'm glad that we got that with this album. The rest of the B-sides you could have kept, to be honest with you. But I love Underwater. It reminds me of Could You Break a Heart by Sid and Lucky Day. Really good. The 80s feel to it, the percussion, like, I love it so much. It's so cute. The lyrics are crazy, bro. I really can't talk much about the album because, again, I didn't spend a lot of time with it. I probably, on the first day that it was released, I at least listened to it like 4 times through, and I was still just like, oh, interesting. Not really, but yeah. The only thing I could genuinely give this album is that the vocal aspect of this album was really, really good. But other than that, I find the production to just be so a lot of the tracks are very laid back. Even the more upbeat songs, I feel, hold back a bit. The album is very cohesive, but in a way where all of the songs kind of blend into one. Like, there's no standout track, there's no standout moments. It feels repetitive. It just doesn't make for a great listening experience, in my opinion. This time around, I don't find the tracks as interesting, as boundary pushing, as dynamic as their previous releases, and that's what I always go into a Red Velvet album expecting. And OMG, you know what? There's this As Told by Kenya video. I think it's on her Patreon, so go ahead and shell out $2 for my sister. But anyway, there's this video about, it was probably like a music industry sucks type of video, and she was talking about Drake and how his albums recently just are not good, and it feels like he's taking a victory lap. Like, he's not hungry no more. Red Velvet not hungry no more. And you know how I know they're not hungry no more? Because they're working with Liar. You're not doing your big one no more because you don't have no reason to. Like, you've already proven yourself. Good for you. This is very much so a record for the fans. It's for the girls. She didn't make this for the charts. Nobody but the fans, like the real Rebel Loves. And it's fine. Like, this your victory lap. But this and birthday too. But let that be it. Let that be it, please. But trust, the next album is gonna eat, like, for sure. In 2029, when they get that 4th full album, girl, we finna eat. So Weekly had a comeback, which nobody cared about. Nobody knew they had a comeback, which is kind of crazy to me because people stand anybody. But Weekly? We get nothing for Weekly? Okay. But this also confirms that After School did absolutely nothing for them. Like I told y'all, like, that was just a viral hit and that's all it was gonna be. Like, there was no mass migration to Weekly. Nobody was standing Weekly at that time, but y'all swear that everyone forgot about them. Everyone just left them, tossed them like they were an old doll or something, like they were a new toy, new shiny toy, whatever, girl. Nobody liked Weekly. Like, I'm telling you. Cool. So this comeback kind of feels devoid of anything weekly. Weekly always had a very distinct sound. Nothing that I liked in particular. I never really liked their B-sides. I don't really like a lot of their title tracks. But at the end of the day, each release felt very weekly. And of course, we see that shift once Venpara is released. And it's even worse here. Like, they're following trends. And like, now they're kind of doing two-step. And I don't know. I can't welcome it. I'm sorry. I don't like it. Even though these B-sides were much better. But we're going to get to that. Don't worry. Anyway, let's get into this review. So the album opens up with a track called Odyssey, which is a very upbeat two-step track. It was really fun and enjoyable. I'll give them that. It's best when it leans into the two-step sound, because there were sections of it where like they kind of pull back a bit. They were pulling back and I wasn't liking the direction that it was going. It goes more house, very fist pumpy type music, and it's just like, oh, that's not what I signed up for. I really do like this track though, minus that. The title track is called Vroom Vroom. What year are we in versus the year this trend initially went viral, baby? We're in 2023. 3 years removed from 2020 and we're still doing 80s funk, disco, pop. Whatever it is, it's so annoying and it's always so boring as hell. Hopping on trends, do what you need to do to get that coin, right? But at least make it unique to you. I feel like Weekly's very cutesy sound could definitely bring out something interesting with the retro trend, but they don't. They would just rather make the same song 20 times over. Like, when it was playing, I literally zoned out. It got to the end and I was like, oh, I was supposed to be listening, like actively paying attention. Can't tell you anything about the song. I really can't. I really cannot. We're gonna move on to the next track. It's called Backwards. It's the same as Vroom Vroom. I will say that this one was a little bit better because they added like these little vocal chop things in the chorus. It was cute, but again, there's just nothing too interesting about it to where I'm like, oh, I gotta go play this. Oh, I gotta listen to it. Absolutely not. The next song is Sweet Dream. It has a trap beat and you know how I feel about that. And I decided to give it a chance though, but they tricked me. I don't know what it was, but they get ghetto. Like, they start rapping a lot in the song and it's just like, oh my god. I thought at least it would give Ariana Grande at least Oh My Girl, whatever that one B-side was. Like, no, this is like, they was real serious about it. Why is Weekly rapping? No, you're supposed to be a cute group. Stop it. So at this point I was mad. So I was like, the next two songs I'm finna start skimming through them, and I'm so mad because they actually ended up being really good. I should have skimmed through those other songs. A+ is really fun. It reminds me of the Weekly we know and love. It felt very much so them. Like, you definitely could have shelved the other songs and just released these next two, but whatever. Ruby Dooby Dub. Don't ask me how to pronounce it, but that one was so sweet and so cute. Like, Cherry Bullet, you're over, you're nothing. Lightsome, you're never gonna be anything. Rocket Punch, you're dust, bitch, you're bones. Like, these last two songs, so cute. So cute, and this is what it should be for them. So viviz, I completely forgot about this release, which is kind of crazy because like at least every day there was a tweet from that one person on Twitter that was like, they're bringing back grown women in K-pop, they're bringing back sexy K-pop concepts, they're doing the thing that we need. Like, y'all say y'all don't want to watch middle schoolers, and then here comes viviz and nobody pays attention to them, and it's for a reason. Grown women K-pop, be so serious, like, go to hell. AOA, After School, Hello Venus, Nine Muses, whoever else, they wouldn't touch this type of song with a 10-foot pole, girl. The only thing that makes it grown woman, the only thing giving sexy, I guess, is the choreo, which is even then like, no, like, not really. Like, I'm not gagging. I don't care. Love it. It is better. Y'all suck. So first of all, the song, don't remember what it's called. Boring as hell. Okay. Again, the choreo was the only thing it had going for it. Notice how every single clip y'all made go viral was just them doing that little move with their butt, which was cute, I guess. I'll give them that. But like, nothing about the song, because y'all know it's like the ooh, ooh, ooh. It kind of reminds me of Love Dive with the ooh, la 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 la. Like, anyway. The next song, Untie, it's fun for the one single listen that I'll give it. It's kind of like Kill Shot for me by ITZY, because I know y'all probably gonna be like, by who? Where it's like, I acknowledge the slay, and you could argue that it's one of their best songs ever, but the thing about me, I'm never gonna turn it on. Like, it's something about those dark K-pop concepts that's just like not really interesting to me, and I'm never gonna turn it on. Like, especially when it kind of leans into the Halloween aspect, like the really creepy feel. Like, unless it's 28 Reasons, you could keep it. Even Trick or Trick, like, I'm never coming back to that song unless it's Halloween time. I'm just never gonna listen to it. If you like it, you like it. For me, it was like Overflow and Day by Day are these coffee shop type K-R&B tracks. You know the vibes. Very chill, very cute. Not much to talk about there. Now, Up to Me. This is for me. This song, the one song that I was like, yep, you did that. It should have gone to a better group like Promise. Viviz, they don't have the best vocalists, so I would have liked to hear a group that could singing it, you know. So Hyuna came back with Attitude, new company, new bitch. Like, it's not yet on streaming. I don't know when it's gonna be on streaming, but like I had to watch the music video for it, and it's like I'm not really finna click on a Hyuna music video, so I only could really talk about it based on the clips, which were cute. Like, the real Hyuna is back. One thing about it, P Nation is kind of like Twink Death, but like for music. The music that she was making under that company was I feel like the only songs that were genuinely Hyuna would have been Nabilera and Good Girl. Everything else, rough. Like, the play the ping pong, which I did like. Like, you gotta get into it. Y'all don't understand it. You don't get love quite like I do. But yeah, the song is cute. Whenever it's gonna be on streaming, let me know. Zerobaseone, I'm not talking about them niggas. Like, do you see how damaging the fake gay concept is? Like, not only are you exploiting identities and musical styles for your own personal gain, not only does it cause trust issues, not only does it undermine our struggles and trivializes our experiences, like, it causes so much pain. I don't know why I said our, I'm not gay, and I don't like that. Like, we had a good thing going for us with the debut, okay? It might not have been the best thing in the world, but for a boy group, that was the best that it could get at that time, you know? Bring back the drum and bass, bring back the UK garage, bring back the breakbeat, but make it interesting. Like, at least the debut has something interesting. What can you say about any of the B-sides on this? You can't. Like, and then for the title track, for it to sound like that after you're giving, like I said in the other video, it's giving AB6. You're going the AB6 route, and this is exactly what killed them. Anyway, next we have Soojin. I discussed her release in depth in a previous video. I haven't listened to it a lot since then. I haven't listened to it at all, actually. But at the end of the day, it was a really solid debut. She did that. All of the tracks were really good, in my opinion. The most that you could say was that it was boring. Which, again, would you rather be boring or bad is always the question here. Because, like, at least when it's bad, you could say something about it. I really did like the drum and bass. She ended, what's that girl name? Babyana. She ended Babyana. She ended Iso. Not too much. I will say, though, a lot of people were like, oh, this reminds me of Jisoo's Flower. Outside of the colors, like, what about it? And outside of, like, the traditional elements as well. What about it? Because ABC, 1, 2, 3, like, what? It's not like Soojin's was not given that. Don't play Soojin. One thing about it, this was too good for it to be a YG release. Anyway, aespa is well discussed them. I haven't come back to the tracks like that. I thought me and Hot Air Balloon were gonna be like this when it came out, but I just haven't been streaming it. Don't Blink got her moment for like a day or two, but I'm really waiting for them to gag us, because I'm not gagging. With Kiss of Life, I said y'all would get a more in-depth review for this video, but you're not. Because I didn't listen to it. I don't like Bad News as much anymore. When I first heard it, I was kind of like, well, this is something for me. As of today, not so much. But Nobody Knows, my 808, TTG, I think Gentleman too. I've definitely come around to them, because I think the only one that I really liked was Nobody Knows. But the others I've definitely come around to. I'm still not gonna listen to it though. I don't know. I'm just waiting on Kiss the Life to really gag us. Like, they can sing, and that's about all that they have going for them, because I don't really find their music to be all that interesting. And I think that's just me. A lot of you really like them, so good for you. You got your group. I'ma find mine. I got Promise. Like, Sumin. Me and Sumin have been like this. I really like that album. Next, we had a collab between Soyeon, Winter, and Liz. Quite uneventful, huh? Like, these arguably the biggest girl groups of this generation. Of course, you could sneak Le Sserafim in there. Of course, New Jeans is in there. But like, these three, pretty big, right? And nothing, like, nothing. Nobody really cared about it. Like, the most people interacted with this comeback was when we were trying to guess who was in it. And it's just like, after that, nobody gave a fuck. Again, it makes me think back to Wow Thing. Even Sin B made more noise. Like, Chungha, she was kind of somewhere at her peak with this. Seulgi, Red Velvet. And then you had Soyeon, who was just in Idol, and they weren't really taking off quite like they did when, what was it, like 2019, 2020. I feel like this time around they had the better setup, the better platform, and nothing came out of it, and the song was really boring. I will say, with the retro trend, this is one of the more interesting songs. Definitely more interesting than like the weekly song. But nobody's gonna listen to this. Like, I went to go put on Wild Thing after I listened to it, because it's just like, girl, I can't do nothing with this. Can't do nothing with it. Dreamcatcher. Okay, so the title track was really fucking good, dude. And it pains me to give Dreamcatcher their 10s, especially in a year where like nobody's really eating like that. And I told you, I don't know what it was about the pandemic. Maybe Dreamcatcher saw how y'all wasn't gonna give them any type of love despite the rock trend popping up in America and in K-pop as a result, and said, fuck y'all, like, we finna switch it up. And they did, and their music has just gotten so much more better. Their B-sides been a little bit boring, because I remember back when I first got into Dreamcatcher, I would play their albums all the way through, like the I don't know the names of it, but the Pink album, the Deja Vu album, the Piri album, those B-sides, I would, oh my god, like, if we had CDs, if the only way we could listen to music was through CDs, it would be scratches on it out. Like, I know those MP3 files were so tired of me putting that on every day, but like their B-sides recently though, not really fucking with them that much. But ootd, oh girl, they ate that up. Rising was also really cute, but Shatter and We Are Young, baby, I'm not a white gay, I don't do ketamine, you could keep it. Absolutely not. And it's like really crazy because like y'all know Dreamcatcher is a very demonic group, so like, but they sound so heavenly on the track. Like, they're definitely trying to get me as a young Christian woman to come over to their side, and it's just not happening. Like, the devil is a lie. I cannot. So Jessica and Taeyeon came back with, let's get into it. So Jessica's is giving very much till the weekend comes, I can do whatever I want. Like, you're a little bit late with this. Like, it's very late. That's what it's giving. The song was nice. The B-sides were cute. Why is Amber Lou on the album? Baby girl. In 2023, you could get anybody on a track, and of all people, we go with Amber Lou, which is crazy because isn't, like, when you think about it, like, get into the SNSD FX beef. So obviously we know Jessica and Taeyeon don't like each other, right? But Jessica likes Amber, Taeyeon likes Amber. Isn't Amber like Taeyeon's butch queen? Like, I thought there was a little something there, like, not genuinely, but like that's good sis at the end of the day. That's big sis, right? So like, why are you being weird? Like, why are you playing both sides? I don't like that. Taeyeon though, I liked her single. I just skimmed through the album and the songs are really cute. What I did notice was that this was like a return to form for her. The past few releases just don't give me Taeyeon. Like, Weekend, I think it's just Weekend. Obviously stealing from Doja Cat. I Envy You. I don't know, let's give that to Dua Lipa. This, when I put it on, I was like, oh, this is Taeyeon. Like, this is giving me Spark. It's giving me that one album that I forgot the name of. It's got Wine as a B-side. Let me go look it up real quick. Purpose. Yes, it's giving me Purpose. Like, the black and white aesthetic. Like, this is Taeyeon to me. Everything else she been doing. Oh, she had that one song, Can't Control Myself. But no, we're back. We're so freaking back. I loved it. I really did. I didn't, again, the B-sides I just kind of skimmed through, so I'm gonna get into those later. But again, the thing that was jumping out at me was like, I went into this not expecting to hear Taeyeon, and that's exactly what I got. Like, oh my god, love her. But between the two, who had the better release? I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna have to give it to Taeyeon, because why would you put Amber Lou on a song in 2023? You need to be so serious about yourself, Jessica. You need to be so serious about yourself. But I could talk about Odd Eye Circle's English single of Sweet Crazy Love, but I choose not to. It's not a copyright issue, baby. Madhouse mixing literally sucks. Every single artist under that company has had an issue with mixing. I think the only person that's been able to escape it was Hasul, but I haven't really listened to her song like that to really remember. But Odd Eye Circle's mixing was so poor, especially on Air Force One. Triple S ain't never gonna have a well mixed song. Like, even Cherry Talk, which I really like, it just has so much going on. Like, it does scratch a certain part of my brain, but like, I think the mixing on that is also not really well. And that's always been an apparent issue to me since their debut, or their first unit actually, Acid Demons from Hell. It's like on Dimension, that's when it really came out and y'all were like, oh, it's just a stylistic choice. No, absolutely not. You're not getting out of that. CSI released a single called Happy Birthday to You or something like that. Don't listen to it. I don't know if it's like a real comeback for them, but we're not gonna look at it as it is. We're gonna pretend like we did not hear that, because wow, that song was quite literally terrible. Never again, never in your life again release something like that. Never. Don't ruin your perfect discography. Okay, so I've been here really long, but that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed watching. I'm sorry that this one wasn't as in-depth. I've already talked about some of these releases, so it's just kind of like eh. But then also, like, K-pop isn't interesting enough for me to like really sit with these bodies of work, if we can even call it that, to really sit through these bodies of works and like understand their nuances and like give a critical opinion of it. Like, either it slayed or it didn't, and it's boring and it's due to like, tell them to step their pussy up and I'll do mine. I'll follow.